So here we are again. And we are continuing from the last video. I would like to show you now how to set up your ComfyUI on RunPod. In the meantime, I actually had closed my connection to our ComfyUI test storage that we had previously created. So what I'm doing now is deploy it again. Important to note here is, if you do not use your pod, do terminate it. Here I have actually another pod running at the moment because I'm working on some of my content. You would do this by clicking this button. Yeah, that's how you terminate it. It doesn't matter that it warns you about the data and so on and so forth, but since we do have a storage, all the data is on there. You should not terminate, of course, while it's still in progress of generating an image or whatever you work on, but this is basically how you would do it. So, ignore this, it's irrelevant for us. We are looking at ComfyUI test. So we click on deploy, choose the graphic cards that we want, which was on demand, which is pretty selected already, and then deploy on demand. I can go back to my pods. Now I have two pods running, of course. The one which doesn't say running is the one that's currently being started up. And yeah, let's wait until this is done. Okay, good. Now we should be able to connect. There we go. Now click on Jupyter Lab. I noticed something. Last time I told you to always double-check if the correct template is running. And as you can see here, it suddenly changed, and we want the above one. So what we do is we terminate this one, it disappears, go back to storage, choose our ComfyUI test storage, select this one, and here as last time, we just go into the search bar and type in ComfyUI. And look for the 3.11 one. There you go. Now we have the right template running and can get it started. Let's give that a moment. Okay, here we are again. We have the HTTP services not ready, of course, since we need to run Jupyter Lab first. And as we had before, we just go to terminal and run this command. /run_gpu.sh and hit enter. Let's let it load. Now it says fetch Comfy registry data so we can go back to my pods and run the HTTPS services. This will load up ComfyUI with the standard workflow here. Now, what I want to do is actually work on a different workflow. So I have to go into my hard drive and select the correct file. Under my downloads, I'll select the one that I had used, a different one which is basically an image to video workflow. I'm not going to show you the image to video in detail in this series, but if you're interested, of course you can let me know and I can think about adding it. What I want to show you is basically what happens if you import a workflow and you do not have the right nodes. Yeah. If you import it and you do not have everything that's needed, it comes up with an alert that tells you that there are missing note types. It's very easy to get. You exit this window and you hit your manager button at the top and click in the middle. The second from the top, this button which says Install Missing Custom Notes. It will search for all the notes that are currently in your workflow that are missing, and you can install them here. You can either click on them individually and install them, or you can just tick them all and install them in a batch. At the bottom, you see the progress bar running, which shows you what is currently being executed. Let's give this a moment and I'll be back once this is done. Here we are. This took honestly quite a while. Sometimes there are big nodes that download different kind of things. This usually goes faster, but this particular one did take about 23 minutes. As you can see, all of the 4 that were missing have been installed. It's indicated by restart required, so we just do that. We can either do this here, or, if you're somehow on this page, you go back up to your manager and hit restart right here. This will start up again your pod, and you can see this here in the Jupyter Lab log, similar as you starting up. Let's give this a bit. And here we are. It says Fetch Comfy Registry Data. So we're going back in here as we know the server's back and ready. I'm just hitting the prompt here that says to refresh basically. And let's wait until this is loaded. Here we are. Now, it doesn't give me the alert that any notes are missing. Let's select 2 images real quick. This will be the start image. And this will be the ending image. Now, again, not going through this workflow in too much depth, because this is not the one I want to talk about. If you're interested, of course, do let me know, and I'm happy to run you through an image-to-video generator. It's more about the process on getting everything that you need for a specific node. Yeah. So let's hit up the logs, get this down a little bit, and hit run. Okay. Most likely, if you download a workflow and you do not have the right models for that, it gives you an alert like this. Here it says, for example, the clip T5XXLFP16 cannot be found, and that the LTX video is also missing. How do we remedy this? So there are a few options. Option number 1, the one I will show you here and by far the easiest, is we go to Manager, click on Model Manager, look for the model name. Last one I remember was LTX. I think it was 9.1, if I remember correctly. Just let's run this again so it says it again. 9.5, okay. So we click on the Model Manager, type in LTX again, and we have the 9.5 right here, 6.34 gigabytes, and click on Install. At the bottom, you see that it is downloading quite quickly, which is a good thing. I feel like if you download stuff over the Model Manager, it always goes quite fast. If you use other methods, it can take some time, as you will see later. Let's wait until this is fully loaded. Okay, that one is done. There was something else that was missing. You can look at this node here as well. If you zoom out, the missing models or the node that's causing issues are marked in red. So these were the 2. This is the LTX, video 1, and the T5XXL clip. We do the same, we go to the Model Manager, T5XXL. I think that was the FP16 version. Let's download that. Double-check FP16. This is 9.79 gigabyte, but again, through the Model Manager, it does run quite quickly. Let's load this up, and I'll be right back. Now that this is loaded, let's refresh. Simply hit refresh on your browser. Okay, here we go. Everything should have been properly loaded. Let's double check here real quick. So we select the LTX that we had downloaded just now, and T5XXL looks good to me. And now what we do is give this a try. Let's see the log as well and hit run. So for the first time when you start working on a workflow, it will load your checkpoint. So the first iteration of your generation will always take a little bit longer because everything that needs to be loaded, such as checkpoint or the clip or the LoRa, if you would have one, that will increase the duration of the initial generation. The green box opposed to the red box earlier shows that it's processing correctly and there's no fault unless otherwise alerted, of course. But green boxes are definitely something that you do want to see. Oh, I need to stop that. Good for you to see that as well. We do need a proper prompt for this. As you can see here, I've been prompting for another character of mine, but this is not her. So we need to change that. Now this is the prompt for the character itself. And now let's explain the motion. So this is our starting image, and this is the ending image. So the camera basically zooms into the face. Okay, what we don't want is not safe for work images. I'm not even sure that this model can do that, but let's just be careful. The image output is 1024, length is 121, so which is basically 5 seconds, I think. And yeah, let's start it up. As you see here, it went through this process much faster because it already had the checkpoints and the clip loaded. And now it just basically focuses solely on the generation process. Okay, let's see the result. It's not 100% perfect, but again, this was not really to show you this video generation workflow, but I think it's a good starting point. And then you would need to tweak it a little bit, or add another image as a third image, so the transition is going to be much smoother. But again, this is something for another video. So this is how you get a workflow running in ComfyUI on RunPod. Number 1, you set up your RunPod, which we have done. In this video, I showed you how to properly import a workflow and get all the missing notes and models.